No?
Hey YouTube, today I'm going to be reviewing Luigi's Mansion, a launch title for the Nintendo Gamecube, released in 2001. The game starts off where Luigi's just walking along in the woods. It turns out he won a mansion for a sweepstakes he never even entered. Mario goes ahead of Luigi to check out the mansion, but along the way, Mario and Luigi get separated, and when Luigi finds the mansion, it turns out it's haunted. So Luigi has to find and save Mario. I find that kind of funny how Mario gets to save a princess, but Luigi has to save his brother. The guy never gets a break. The game starts you off where you have nothing to defend yourself. You eventually run into this old guy, Professor Egad, who tells you what's going on in the mansion. He gives you your vacuum cleaner, the Poltergeist 3000. Before you return to the mansion, he gives you your training so you can get the hang of the controls, which I thought was kind of nice. He also gives you the option to go into this gallery where you can get more backstory and gaze at ghost paintings. Luigi's Mansion is sort of like a kid's spook house kind of game. There's a bunch of ghosts to catch and items to collect. The basic idea is each room in the mansion has ghosts to catch, and when you clear a room, it'll light up and you get a chest. Sometimes it's a key, sometimes it's a treasure, or some item that advances the plot. Along the way, you'll find portrait ghosts, which require you to do a specific thing to catch them. You will also have to catch boos later in the game to advance, which hide in the furniture and must be caught in lit rooms. Now I'm going to talk about the main gameplay. To catch a ghost, you shine the flashlight right in their face to show their heart. Then you hold down the R button while wiggling the joystick in the opposite direction. Another thing EGAD gives you is your Game Boy Horror. This device does four things. It acts as your map, it keeps track of your inventory, it has a boo detector, which I'll explain how that works in a bit, and it also acts as your camera. There are many different varieties of ghosts. Some are stronger than others. There are also ghosts that grab you and rape you, and there are Shy Guy ghosts, portrait ghosts, and boos. The boos work a little differently than the others. You can only catch them after clearing a room by using the Game Boy Horror sensor to find out where they're hiding. Then you proceed to vacuum them normally. Another thing you can get later in the game are the elements: fire, water, and ice. These elements aren't a big part of the gameplay, since they're mostly used to either solve puzzles or kill certain ghosts, but they do keep the gameplay fresh. Luigi's Mansion is a little different from the other Mario games, where it's not a platformer as much as an adventure / puzzle solving game. This means there's no real jump mechanic, which is okay because the game is designed so you don't really have to jump. It's more of an exploring kind of game where you're looking through furniture and looking for stuff. But I never really saw a problem with this, considering the game is pretty fun, and it controls very nicely. I love the personality of all the ghosts. The game does a good job of keeping it spooky, but at the same time comedic. There's also many secrets to be found, if you're willing to find them. The graphics are also very well done. The animation's very smooth, Luigi looks very detailed, and Nintendo did a lot of cool things with the special effects, like the lighting, the dust, the backgrounds, the environments, and they put a lot of effort into their GameCube launch title. The sound and music is also very cool, very classic. Luigi's as funny, as helpless as ever, and all around Nintendo did a really good job with the polish. But I do have a few problems with this game. First of all, I have a few complaints with the boos. For one thing, Nintendo made it so the boos can psych you out by giving you false readings on your Game Boy Horror. So sometimes instead of getting a boo, you'll get a bomb, which are pretty easy to avoid. There was no real need to have this. It's a useless addition, and in my opinion, it wastes your time. Also, I think the game is too easy. There are heart containers all over the place, and replenishing your health is just never a real problem, unless I'm facing certain bosses. Another thing worth mentioning is during the beta of this game, the Game Boy Horror actually had a timer, which told you how much time you had left to beat the game. So apparently, you only had 1 day to beat it. Kind of like Pikmin's 30-day system. The game even comes loaded with a Pikmin trailer. How did Pikmin get into this review? Now, I can see why Nintendo took this out, so good job on that. Unfortunately, this presents another problem. The game is too short. A game that's designed to be beaten in this short amount of time can now be passed off as a normal game. And it's a problem because they didn't really have enough time to add any more content. Another thing, they add a ranking system. What this ranking system basically does is it gives you a layer grade based on how much treasure you're collected. Now here's the problem. You expect in Luigi's Mansion, where after you beat Bowser, you can start from where you left off and go look for more treasure, right? Well, you don't do that. After you beat Bowser, you have to start all over again with a big fat 0. The only difference is that the ghosts are a little tougher and the vacuum's a little more powerful, so apparently you can suck up more money. I guess that's the whole point. Now the way around this is by not saving after you beat Bowser. So if you were close enough to the A rank, I guess you could try to get a little more money. But your first time beating the game, you're probably not going to know that. So the designer expected you to go through the game at least more than once. There are also some secrets, like the money flower, that actually requires your attention from previous chapters, so you still might not be able to get the A rank anyway. Now, I'm not a perfectionist, but I just don't like it when a game finds cheap ways to make you play through it again. Despite those problems, overall, the core gameplay of Luigi's Mansion is actually pretty fun. The ghosts all have different personalities. I like the controls. The graphics are well detailed. The humor's there. It's pretty decent. I like the game. I thought it was a little more fun to play back when I was younger. I mean, now I play it and it's not as fun. I really recommend renting it if you can, or if you find it, get it cheap, because it's really not worth more than 2 playthroughs. But give it a try, you might like it. I liked it. So yeah, I'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.